Hi everyone, welcome back to another Last Week in PECO, the show where we talk about everything Polygon and our Polygon Ecosystem Index. As you can see in front of us, things are not looking that great, but that is the way it is in crypto. That is the way it is in general finance. We had inflation data this week, not just from the US, but from around the world. And here in Taiwan, our central bank is thinking about following the US rates. So some people say you don't need to follow the US because the Taiwanese economy is different, but that is another story. So as usual, we're going to talk about the constituents of our Polygon Ecosystem Index. And there's a lot of news to go into today, so please bear with me. And first, let's just have a look at our Polygon Ecosystem Index. And as you can see, the current price is $5.20. We started off the week roughly 7 days ago at about $5.26. We had a decent good price. We ended on April 11th, $5.29. We dropped all the way down when the market was not doing that great, $4.88. We come back on April the 14th at $5.25. And then we ended at this week right today, $5.19, $5.20. Total market cap, $757,980. And there's an index. The current constituents are MATIC, Gains Network, Aavegotchi, Quickswap. Those of you who've been following this podcast and this particular series, right, will know that Gains is now number 2 with a 24.10% allocation. And this is everything here. The last rebalance happened on April 1st, 2022. So in another 2 weeks, we should have another rebalance. And I know a few of you guys have mentioned that we should consider relaxing the rebalancing rules. That is something we are discussing and thinking about. So just to know that we are listening and we are thinking about it. When we have a definitive update, we will let you guys know. And as usual, right, we're going to start off with the Polygon MATIC news first. But before that, it says Bitcoin successfully absorbs record inflation numbers from March from Forbes, published 2 days ago on April 13th. It says, dear investors, although crypto markets did not perform well as we hoped over the last few days, this has been one of the weeks that reminds me why I fell in love with this industry years ago. Okay, this explains why the guy likes crypto a lot. And as usual, right, you can read all of the links and everything we've talked about today in the show notes. And it says, right, that trend has continued into the year where today Pantera disclosed the raise of a 1.3 billion fund. Now onto the markets, right, March CPI, right, Consumer Price Index came in at a massive 8.5%, slightly beating collective analyst expectations of 8.4%, right? Now for regular people, right, you're like, what, 0.1% is massive? But again, this is high and it's record breaking, and it is America, because I know a lot of you guys are not based in America, but American markets, if you're older, they connect everywhere else. Here in Taiwan, we're a small island of 23 million people, to India, to South Africa, to South Korea with 55 million people. It's all connected at the end of the day. So based on your reading of the technical charts, what do you see as the potential price floors and ceilings for Bitcoin in the coming days? It depends. So either 43,000 to 40,800 or 48,800 to 40,000. Those are the short-term ranges. Forbes asks another question. Are you seeing any other interesting patterns in the market right now related to crypto and other assets? Cryptos are, for the most part, moving on to what's happening with macro. So until there's a significant catalyst, which is related to crypto, I don't see them moving independently. I see them moving based on macro influences, and macro influences are being driven by inflation numbers and Federal Reserve rate hike expectations. Macro influences, the war in Ukraine, price of energy as well in Europe, the CPI, the expected Federal Reserve rate hike. Inflation here in Taiwan is also pretty bad. All right, I don't want to spend the entire podcast talking about this. So very interesting, something to take into consideration when you're thinking about index tokens or crypto or investing in general, because this is all connected. And the part about crypto becoming more mainstream, because crypto is becoming more mainstream, it's becoming more influenced by macro factors, whereas many years ago when I started in crypto in 2017, crypto prices were generally influenced by the technology or things were happening in the space, so to speak. Okay, so this is enough about this. Let's get into the true biggest constituent of our PECO token, which is Polygon's MATIC. Now, the very cool thing, right? Polygon is going carbon negative in 2022 with a $20 million pledge. The Green Manifesto, a smart contract with Planet. If you were in 2021 and you're just getting into crypto, you're telling your family at Thanksgiving, you're like, hey guys, I'm up $5,000 in Bitcoin, or I'm staking this and I'm earning X amount of interest per day. I'm earning this passive income. Your family members would, of course, have brought up the very a very somewhat valid statement that crypto is energy intensive and not good for the planet, which is true. As an Ethereum miner as well, if I was not doing renewable energy here, that would definitely give me a cause to not sleep so well at night. But crypto companies, any company in general, if you're in the cryptos, you should be trying to negate the carbon impact if you're a miner or somebody else. So it says Polygon's Green Manifesto announced today is part of a broader vision for sustainable development that includes the plan to achieve carbon negative status in 2022. So the implication there is that Polygon is not carbon negative. Polygon is also climate offset vertical within its ecosystem and has pledged 20 million to a series of community initiatives, including funding projects that utilize technology to combat climate change. A climate change story, right? You guys know I'm originally from South Africa. My hometown was battered by flooding rain this week and lots of people lost their homes. My mom and my younger brother are in South Africa right now and they have no water for the next 2 weeks. So how is Polygon doing this? It says, as the first step, Polygon is buying 400,000 worth of high quality and traceable BCT and MCO2, carbon dioxide carbon credits, the equivalent of roughly 90,000 tons of CO2 emissions. Polygon will then selectively retire the offsets within the carbon tokens pool that meet the highest standards for additionality and positive environmental impact. So Polygon is partnering with ClimateDAO, a decentralized collective environmentalists, developers, and entrepreneurs widely recognized as the most high-profile proponent of facilitating the nascent on-chain carbon market. ClimateDAO is very famous. Amun has talked about it before. A very good, interesting project to get into if you care about the environment. And everyone should care about the environment because climate change is impacting lots and lots of people. And it says all BC2 and MCO2 tokenized credits. ClimateDAO will also analyze Polygon's network energy footprint and support its emission management and mitigation strategies. The analysis will include emissions from staking node hardware, energy consumption and staking operations, and contracts directly interacting with Ethereum mainnet. Polygon also has commissioned the Crypto Carbon Ratings Institute, CCRI, to audit its carbon footprint. This is a very good thing to think about because we do know Polygon is proof of stake. Proof of stake does utilize much less energy. It is more centralized in a sense. Running staking hardware is no small task because if you're running staking hardware, you're usually running, to give you an idea, right, you're running multi-core CPUs. We're not talking about 16 core. We're talking about like 32, 64 core CPUs, multiple hundreds of gigs of RAM in order to keep like a good situation. You also need to probably be in a data center as well, and data centers, unless you're in like a Google data center or other places, you're probably not the most environmentally friendly solution. All right, and this is that. All right, there are some other Polygon news I did want to talk about. It says recently Uniswap deployed on Polygon to attract more liquidity. Polygon has partnered with Arrakis Finance, enabling liquidity mining rewards on the protocol. Arrakis is like the coolest name ever. If you're a Frank Herbert fan or you're a Dune fan, Arrakis is the planet of Dune and spice, and you can see they've gone for that sort of aesthetic there in the background. So what is Arrakis, right? Because you guys know I love to learn about new protocols. A community-owned protocol that offers secure automated liquidity management. 510.818 million total value locked. And then is there a way? Oh, we can still go down. It says built on Uniswap v3, Arrakis deploys best-in-class automated liquidity management strategies that create deep liquidity and high APYs. Okay, this is really cool. Who doesn't want high APYs? Automated, composable, permissionless, secure. This reminds me of UXD protocol as well. Lux Spice. Wow, Spice. This is they've really gone with the Dune theme behind this. To receive XSpice, the native governance token of Arrakis, XSpice is power, just like Spice is power. Earn rewards and Spice emissions and protocol fees boost. The amount of Spice emissions you receive decides which vaults receive Spice. Maker, Aave, Olympus, Frax. Waits, enter Arrakis. I wonder if we can enter this at the moment. And we can. Is my wallet connected to Polygon? It is connected to Polygon. Connect to wallet. Let's connect to my MetaMask. Next, connect. Okay, there's my MetaMask inside. And we've got a few different pools we can look at. Route MATIC USDC, sort by TVL. So these must be the largest pools. USDC my used to be, for Qidao, used to be inside our PECO index token. USDC with, let's view that. So fee APR, 49% MATIC rewards on this pool. That is impressive, right? So if you supply that and you earn wrapped MATIC. Okay, very cool. And let's look at something else. So USDC MAI is the highest pool. So you're getting 18% interest rate. So I thought this was supported by TVL, not by APY. So they have the most TVL, and the TVL is $7 million. And then the RepMatic USDC pool is $7.4 million. So these are actually some decent options. Rep Bitcoin, Rep Ethereum. Very cool. So if you're interested in Arrakis protocol, definitely something to check out. Definitely some interesting interest rates. Let's move on to talk about gains. We've talked about gains, and I've said no financial advice, but leverage trading is very dangerous for people who are not into it or who don't understand how it works. But if you were confused about gains before, and we have talked about gains for the last 12 episodes of our Polygon Ecosystem Token Index, right? Well, not for the last 12, but from about the last 6 or so, and you weren't sure how to use it, they finally have a tutorial on their Medium that explains how you do it. So it says, before anything, you need to approve your DAI. DAI is a stablecoin for trading smart contracts so that you can open trades using your web wallet, opening your first trade. This explains here. Select the pair you want to trade. We support 45 plus cryptos and 10 forex pairs. Select long or short. They've got a nice explanation here. Long means you win when the price goes up. Short means you win when the price goes down. Select order type, market, limit, or stop order. More details on this in the next sections. Select your leverage. Multiplies price moves. Example, 10x leverage is a 10% move. You win 100%. Liquidated at minus 9% move or 90% or loss. So liquidated, you lose your money. Select your collateral size, how much you want to risk. Example, 10% profit on 50 DAI collateral equals 5 DAI, but on a 5,000 DAI collateral equals 500 DAI. 1500 is the minimum position size with leverage included. 100 DAI with 15x. Okay. Select your stop loss. Closes a trade automatically past a stop loss threshold, right? Example, 20% P&L. You can use no stop loss, but your trade will be liquidated. Lose whole collateral if it reaches a 90% loss. So stop loss is definitely something to consider because you don't want to lose everything. Select your take profit. Closes a trade automatically past a profit threshold. Example, 20% P&L. An automatic take profit is set at 900% anyway because it's currently the max profit allowed on the trade. Open your trade. Now, this is for Forex. We're not talking about Forex. Manage your open trades. And then it says like BTC USD, right? 30% X leverage, collateral 49.1 DAI, size 1473 DAI, open price, close price, current change, liquidation price, closing fee, net P&L. Okay. And this you can share your trades using limit orders to open trades. You can change the order type in the trading panel on the right to limit, choose at a price, and click on the limit long or limit short to place a limit order. Okay, very interesting. And let's keep going because we still have 2 more tokens. We're already at the 15-minute mark using stop orders. A stop order is an order to buy or sell an asset at the market price once the asset has traded at or through a specified price. So this is quite a lengthy article, but I think the beginning is what most of you will need to understand how this works. Now, one thing I do want to mention, I am pretty friendly with the community manager of Gains. So I can tell you from experience, the Gains community is small. It's about 3,000 people on Telegram. Small, but that means you get a chance to talk to people, ask your questions. If you don't know, you can ask. Of course, like anyone in crypto, they're not going to give you financial advice, but they are going to help you if you have problems, if you have technical problems with sort of understanding how Gains works, right? So you can go in there, ask your questions. Okay. The other thing I did want to mention, we talked about this on the last episode of our Last Week in PECO show. There's 1 week remaining in the Gains trading competition. So you can still possibly enter this and still maybe you're going to win $145,000 trading contest. The top 5 traders receive a combined total of $80,000 in a mix of MATIC and Gains tokens. There are 300 spots for a prize with places 150 and up, winning at least $100 in crypto. So if you're already trading on Gains, this might be a good solution for you to earn a little bit of money, have some fun as well. All right, the first thing I wanted to do with Aavegotchi, right, is just have a look at the Twitter, right, because we did have the podcast with Jesse Johnson, the CEO of Aavegotchi. If you haven't listened to it, I would definitely suggest it. If you missed the podcast, you're just coming in late, go back and listen to it because he says a lot of stuff. The guy is very well spoken. And let's see what's going on because we know the Gotchiverse has launched. I still have not had a chance to get in there. They mentioned, right, the Forbes Books audio podcast, right? They talk with Jesse Johnson as well, which is really, really cool. 4,000 friends and currently collecting their play drop, right? A play drop, number of users online. 4,000 people is pretty good. I am currently busy with something called Sunflower Land. And so that's why I have not gotten into Aavegotchi just yet. but that's something is still on my radar of things to do at the moment. Did you know the Aavegotchi universe has its own category on CoinGecko? This is very cool to look at all the coins in the Gotchiverse. This is it now. It's a 3D Gotchi, right? You're all crafting a golden Aaltar. So lots of cool stuff. I'm heading to the bazaar to sweep some golden Aaltars. Okay. Now let's have a look here. It says how to earn Aavegotchi's Gotchis Alchemica and craft Le Golden Aaltar. So this is an article from Dap Radar published on April 12th by Jade Gao. It talks about how can you earn this. So summary, the alpha launch of the Gotchiverse on the Polygon blockchain introduces gamers to Gotchis Alchemica, the play-to-earn tokens that make up the 4 elements of the Gotchiverse. The Gotchis Alchemica tokens are known as FUD, FOMO, Alpha, and KEK. Players can use the collected Gotchis Alchemica to craft Le Golden Aaltar. The Gotchi lending program enables players to earn tokens passively by lending out their Aavegotchis. The Aavegotchi dApp has been gaining traction since the Gotchiverse launch. So we talked about this on the episode with Jesse Johnson, but so Aavegotchis are pretty expensive. When I first talked about this on our last episode, right before the Gotchiverse launched, base price of a Gotchi was 430 ghosts, which is roughly about $800, I believe, at current pricing. Now the base price is 600 ghosts, about $1,200, right? But it is really cheap, right? And there are lots of people who are lending out their Gotchis for very cheap, like 1 or 2 ghosts or something, like really ridiculously cheap prices. And you can use that to earn some money as well in the veins of Axie, right? And this explains that. Now or never, craft a Le Golden Aaltar. The Le Golden Aaltar is the essential installation players can place on their land parcels in the Gotchiverse. This golden beauty has the same functionality as an alchemical altar, the most important installation in the Gotchiverse. Players require this installation to engage in alchemical channeling, a process where Aavegotchis earn alchemica from the skies above. In simple words, it enables and boosts earning opportunities, so you get to earn more. And the Le Golden Aaltar looks pretty cool. For people on the podcast, you should definitely go to the website in the show notes, have a look at this, because it looks like a trophy you'd get from like winning the Super Bowl or something like that. All right, how to borrow an Aavegotchi. There's a video right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here, or pause the podcast, wherever you're watching, and we're going to play this video. So we're not going to play all of it. I'm probably going to play a minute or maybe 2 to 3 minutes of it. So if you're not interested in how to borrow an Aavegotchi, you can skip this portion, and then we can continue with the podcast after this, because we still have to talk about Quickswap.
Hello friends, and welcome to Gotchi U. In this video we talk about Gotchi lending and everything you need to know to get started borrowing your first Aavegotchi. First, log into Aavegotchi.com, making sure your wallet is on the Polygon network. Next, click play, then click lending at the bottom of the screen. Here you'll see all the Aavegotchis that are currently available to borrow. You'll see their traits, whether there's an upfront fee, as well as the revenue split and the length of the rental period. You can filter these listings to help you find the right Gotchi for you. Once you've found your perfect friend, simply click Borrow, then sign the transaction in your wallet. That's it! You're now ready to play to earn in the Gotchiverse. To claim rewards, go back to your My Aavegotchis page, select your Gotchi and click Claim Rewards. Then, confirm the transaction in your wallet. Alternatively, the Claim and End button will transfer the Gotchi's balance to your wallet and end the lending contract at the same time. That's all for this episode of Gotchi U. Stay tuned for our video on how to lend your Aavegotchi for passive yield. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and keep up to date and learn more about Aavegotchi. And don't forget to pet your Gotchis.
And the last piece of our PECO index token today is, of course, Quickswap. Now, Quickswap, we just added more rewards for staked MATIC or LD. Or yesterday, we added rewards for Quid, Near, and PDD dollar. Our reward pools arrives. Dual money rewards are active for select pairs. Please be patient as we coordinate Quick's upcoming token split. So we talked about this on the last episode. Quick is splitting their token, which means it should be easier for people to buy Quick and not at a very high price. So before we talk about other stuff, I want to look at this picture. So you can see that some of the interest rates, Quick and MATIC pair, 41% interest, Quick Ethereum, 47%. So these are definitely some very good interest rate. Saffel and USDT, 1,006%. Sophie and USDT, 434%. Wrapped Bitcoin, no, that's not it. It's WSG and ETH, 1,402%. USDC pairs, 83% with Telcoin, 716% with COT. Definitely some things to take into account. Okay, guys, this is it for Quickswap. We still got one more thing to talk about with Quickswap, and that is they have launched a new Fiat Onramp with Transak on Quickswap. The day has finally come. From Quickswap's user interface, click select buy and then choose Transak. It'll take you to the Transak website, and we're going to show you right there. Buy MATIC to your wallet. You put in your wallet address. Buy MATIC, right? Please enter your email. Continue. Done. Okay, for US users, right, you have to do KYC, right? I'm not in the US, so I don't have anything to do with that. This explains that. Social security number, ID. All right, so Americans, please take that into account if you do want to use Transak. But I love to see more Fiat on-ramps, right? Because I believe lots of people are really lazy going into Binance or Coinbase or KuCoin or wherever your exchange is and doing KYC and buying your stuff, sending it to your wallet, and then it takes time. I love Fiat on-ramps. I tend to use a Fiat on-ramp on OpenSea because it's a pain. It's much easier plugging in my debit card or plugging in my credit card and buying my NFT that way. So let's have a look at Transak. It says buying 500 pounds. Does this offer me in Taiwanese dollars? That would be really wonderful if it did. Where is Taiwan? South Africa. Of course, Taiwan is not here. That is irritating. Fine. So let's go back and let's see if at least we can get US dollars with Transak, because US dollars in Taiwan works pretty good. US. So we can pay 500 US dollars, paying $10 in fees. So that's something I will say for people who are doing Fiat on-ramps. Fiat on-ramps do charge money. $10 might be a little bit of money for some people, but it is a fair amount of money for other people. And this is with Visa, with Apple Pay. So Apple Pay is still the same. I thought Apple Pay might be a little bit cheaper. So if I was buying $200 of USD, my total would be $209. I'd get 0.06 Ethereum. Processing the time, 5 minutes, 0% slippage is not bad. So that's definitely something to consider for people on Quickswap that you to buy whatever you want to buy. What other things can we buy here? So with Transak, you can buy a fair amount of stuff. And are these on different chains? I was like, why are there so many USDC coins? Stella, Mana, that's really cool. Can you buy Quick here? I don't think so. But you can you buy MATIC at least, right? MATIC, yes. You can buy MATIC on Polygon, which is probably what you need for Quickswap. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, guys. So that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I was a little bit less energetic today, and I got to apologize for that. And today's episode also went for a long time. I'm wearing a sweater because even though my air conditioner is on like a low air volume, it is still cold. But next week, we are going to be meeting with the founder of UXT Protocol, one of the constituents of our Soli token. They have a delta neutral token, which is very interesting. If you don't know what delta neutral is, we're going to find out next week. So I'm interviewing him on Thursday, I believe. And then Tuesday, we will do a last week in DeFi. And those will be the two podcasts for next week. And then at some point next week, I need to schedule somebody for the interview for the week after that. So otherwise, everything's going well. Things at the moon are moving along. There's lots of stuff as usual, but nothing I'm allowed to talk about just yet. But I appreciate you guys tuning in for the podcast and supporting us on your podcast app. Don't forget to subscribe, right, so you get the latest notifications. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe as well. I would like to see us get to 1,500 subscribers before the end of the year. We still have another 8 months. I know that is it seems like a small goal. It's actually a really big goal, especially in the crypto space. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I will talk to you later. This episode will be up Saturday evening Taiwan time or Saturday morning American time. Bye, guys.